Yo guys, what is happening? How are we? Hope we are good. Feel like we're always in this bloody kitchen. Always start off the videos in here because I'm in the kitchen quite a fucking lot. I eat here, I sleep here. I just eat here, obviously, and I'm just never out it. I don't know why. I would love to get a couch in this kitchen. I've got plans when I move out and I get my own kitchen. We're gonna have a couch in the kitchen, a TV on the wall. Give me that slip pad. Anyway, cool. In the morning, every single morning we do the same thing. We come in here, we hydrate. So I get about 1.5 litres of water every morning. You just slept, so your body needs that water, alright? We get a coffee, we take supplements, and always the morning routine. Maintaining abs pretty well, by the way. So the bulk is pretty much officially started, which I'll run you through when we're doing the training video. Which begs the question, what is today's video? We're running through a push day. So we have got push today, we've got a new training split in place. So I'll run you through that. So current rotation of the training is we do push, pull, rest, arms, legs, rest, and then we just repeat that. So we go straight back into push on day 7. So we do 2 on, 1 off, and we just rinse that and repeat that. But of each day, we've got 2 rotations, so I've got 2 different pull days, 2 different push days, 2 different legs, 2 different arms, and then once we've complete 1 rotation, we're going to the second. So you're going to see push day 1, I'm excited to have a baseline of numbers to work through, so I'm going to run you through that session, why we're doing these movements, what to think about when you're doing these movements, how to get the most out of it, and like a wee pumped physique update at the end of it as well, guys. So yeah, big push day. I'm going to chill for half an hour, watch something on YouTube, and then I'm going to have my first meal, let that digest, and then I'm going to get these in the gym. Alright guys, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Yeah, this is the struggle I face all the time. I never know what fucking t-shirts to pick. I've got, honestly, ridiculous amounts. I'm going to think I've got like 25 plus, maybe more than that. Old ones, new ones, baggy ones, oversized ones, vests, pink. What's a camera there? What the fuck? What have I been up to? Been making that HD porn. Yeah, so yeah, gym fits get picked. I don't know how this looks. Body wise, does it look alright? This is a gym fit. Baggy t-shirt, what we've been going for. Winter's coming in, so we need to think about these things. So we have a baggy top, and then we also have pump cover on, flash of tits. So yeah. Good to be unboxing, not an unboxing, but it's YouTube, so all the YouTubers do. I'm just going to do it. I'm not a YouTuber. 108 subs, but we're getting there. I'd like to get to 200 subs. We're on August, September, October, November, December. If I could be at 250 subs by January next year, that would be a good milestone. So if you're watching this and you've not subscribed, hit the sub button, that would be appreciated. What did we get? Picked up a couple of things. So with winter coming in, with things getting a little bit colder, we want to be a little bit more wrapped up. We need to think about these things. So let's go Zara first. You can't grumble with Zara. Zara is where it is at. So what we got was we get a nice purple jumper. I like to get these a little bit baggier. I don't really like wearing tight clothes anymore. I don't like things being really tight. I like a little bit of looseness. I like it tight enough in the chest, but a little bit looser on the arms and stuff. So got this purple hoodie, size XL. This fits really nice, and then obviously thought process with that is nice big jacket over that in the winter, and you can't go wrong with a sort of baggy hoodie. If you ever want just some basic, decent oversized t-shirts, Zara is where to go. So we've just got an oversized white top, but it's a particular sort of material. It's like a very soft. I've already got like a blue one of these. It's very soft and cottony, and it's got a bit of stretch to it. The collar is nice and round. Like this one drips down, which is kind of shit, but these sit really nice. So we get one of those in white, and then they sort of give me like, if you don't give a fuck about fashion, then brilliant, but this sort of gives me like Cole Buxton represent vibes. If you wear any of those clothing brands, it just gets that nice sort of feel to it. So yeah, pick them up. Speaking of represent, what did we get? Flannel baby. wanted one of these for ages, but I just don't like spending my money on like expensive stuff really. I just like keeping my money. But I thought, treat yourself. So I got a nice oversized Represent crew neck jumper. Again, I just thought I'm going to get used to this. I've got quite a lot of the Represent cargos. I've got 2 pairs of the Represent cargos, the 24/7 pants, and they fit really well. So we get Represent hoodie, sweatshirt, sorry, the Owners Club. I just like the big print on it. I feel like if you're going to spend money and get something a bit more expensive, then you want the print to be there, in my opinion. You want some sort of good logo in there. But the material on this is class, nice and thick for winter coming in, so jacket over that and just cutting about is going to be nice. So yeah, unboxing done. Going to chill, eat, and then we're going to try and push, baby. What is happening, you lovely bunch of people? So here we have our push day. We have 2 push days, alright, this is push day number 1. So we're starting off with a cable fly. Now the pec deck machine is on the other push day. It's quite nice to have 2 different variations of a fly, 2 different movements to run up with regards to strength. As you can see here, the cables are sitting a little bit outside. This just means that there's tension right when I contract. If we had the cables in a little bit, then there wouldn't be as much tension in that last part. So here is where we want it being a little bit harder. So cable fly, getting the chest nice and warmed up. You'll typically find the ability to actually contract the chest, like a fly movement, is quite hard later on in a workout. So we kind of want to have them a little bit earlier on. Person dependent, I've had them later on in the workout before, and this run I'm having them before any big press, so it gets my chest warmed up and I can get that neurological connection to the muscle before I go into my big pressing movement. So 2 sets here to begin with. The goal here is basically just try to drive that elbow across the body. You don't really want to think about getting your hands touching, alright, that's going to take tension away from the chest. You want to think about creating a scooping motion and trying to get those elbows touching in the middle there, alright? So chest fly done, 2 sets of that, and now we're into our big heavy hitter. As you can see here, I was a little bit ambiguous with the weight. Moved for 1 and I thought, fuck that, that's not going to move well. The goal when you go into a new program or with training is to make sure we can take everything through a full range and make sure it feels good, alright? And that didn't feel good for me. So we're using the reverse band here on the Smith press. The reverse band just feels good for me. Again, being a little bit taller for me, I can get a little bit more out of like the band stuff as opposed to somebody that's maybe a little bit shorter. So it just aids me a little bit. At the end of the day, if we all still train hard and progress our lifts, who gives a fuck whether we use bands, this or that, as long as we're all going in training hard, that is the main thing. So Smith press here, the goal when pressing is to bring it through as full a range as I can. For me, it's usually just a couple of inches above the chest where I need to stop before I start feeling some pain in my shoulders, alright? As you can see here, I'm taking it through a pretty good range. I ran this as a top set and back off. So 1 set of 6 to 10 and then 1 set of 10 to 14. You'll notice when I press, to get a stronger press, all you want to think about doing is when I come down, I want to try and keep my wrists and my elbows in line with each other. As soon as they start to be out of line, then you might start to experience some joint issues with the elbows or the shoulders or the wrists. Lisp central there. So try and keep the joints nice and lined up, and that will give you a stronger, more accurate press with a slight dip of the elbows in front. Make sure we're not battering those shoulder joints, alright? So yeah, this is going to be a fun movement to run up. I'd really like to try and get 3 plates per side on that movement. On to this lovely piece, the Cybex shoulder press. Now, I did full stack this, take a bow, well done Lewis, one of the only machines you can stack. So I'm either going to now need to use a pin extender to add plates on this, or I'm going to use a pause at the bottom, like a dead stop, or I might just change it and do the plate loaded shoulder press for ego. But yeah, the goal here is obviously to milk the last part of upper chest / delts. So you can see I've created a bit of an arch, and you can just actually see from when I'm pressing here, you can just see the upper delt, or the front delt, sorry, in that upper chest being stimulated quite a lot there. So the goal here is thinking about crossing the elbow over the upper chest and getting the elbows touching. That's the recurring theme with chest training. Trying to get the elbows touching almost at that top part is going to ensure that you've actually fully contracted the chest and the front delt musculature. Looking lean here, veins are popping out. I'm slowly starting to push up that body weight. which I'll touch on at the end. But yeah, it's good to get back into a rhythm with pressing movements just now and starting to see them fly up as we start to gain body weight and get stronger. After so long dieting there, strength's just not going up. But yeah, on to the next one. We're on to a cable press. This might be one that you've actually not done before. It was new to me like a year ago. I quite enjoy it. Now don't get me wrong, I like just going on a machine and using the machine the way it is, but I'm all for being a little bit more optimal this time round. This cable press is fucking unreal. Like, it feels so good. So the benefit of a cable chest press, I mean, the hardest thing is stability. Like, you have to sort of balance the cables, but the main thing is you get tension on the chest the full way. So you're basically getting like a press and a fly in the one movement. So when you look at a dumbbell press, you've got tension at the bottom, and when you come up to the top, the benefit of a dumbbell is you've still got a little bit of tension, but it still drops off a little bit. With the cable here, you've got tension throughout that full range. So at that bottom part here, we can track through, and even at that last little part, there's still tension throughout that full part of the movement. So we've exhausted upper chest a lot here with the incline Smith, with the fly, with the shoulder press, and now we're just basically loading that mid chest with the cable here. Thinking about, again, crossing those elbows over the body. Again, just 2 sets on this to begin with. On to this wee gem. Now, this is one that I didn't really used to do a lot. It's only been one I've been doing recently. Standing dumbbell raises just without the bench are usually quite difficult, and it's quite hard to standardise when you use that bit of momentum. So here, using the bench basically just means that we're not going to use any momentum at all. It's literally just pure delts here. So I think these were 14 kilo dumbbells I used for my heavier set. The goal was just to drive up through the elbows, pull up through the elbows as if somebody's pulling your elbows with a bit of string, get a slight pause at the top, and just controlling that way down. Alright, and that way we're loading that sort of mid-range of the delt. So just to finish off the delts here, jumping into a single arm cable raise. Now I've just put a cuff on here because it means I don't need to use a handle, and it just creates a bit more of a mind muscle connection when you use that cuff. Delts looking good here. Again, well, okay, they look okay. We're not massive yet, but we're getting there. So delts are looking alright here. The goal with a cable raise, whether you use a cuff or a handle, is you want to set that cable up at knee height. That's going to challenge the delt a lot more in the stretch position. So at that bottom part of the movement is where the delt's going to be challenged the most, because I've just challenged it in the middle part with the dumbbells. So now we're challenging the stretched part with the cable and with the cuff. The cuff basically, as I said, just creates a bit more of a mind muscle connection. It means I don't need to think about using my hand. I can just pull through the elbow. Of course, we're finishing off with some triceps. Just one movement for triceps. I've now got an arm day in my programming, so I don't need as much arm work at the end of my push and pull days. So long rope here. The long rope basically just ensures that I don't internally rotate my shoulder joint. As you see, the shoulders remain unhinged. They just remain the same position. I'm just thinking about extending the elbow and contracting those triceps as best as I can, getting a slight wee pause at the bottom, keeping the hands at shoulder width apart, lining up the joints, and just finishing off those triceps with what they've got left. At the end of the workout now, I've been doing a lot of pressing. The triceps will be fucked, so it's just giving the last little bit of work that they can handle. And that was a push day. That was a push day, guys. Here, just doing some posing, feeling good. Body weight is at 90 kilograms, hovering around that, feeling lean, not really pushing body weight up too much just yet. We're just sort of chilling, getting back in the groove. Check in with my coach today, so I'm sure we'll get a little bit more food and we'll start to see that body weight increase. But 6'3", 90 kilograms, the road to 100 kilo is on. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. We'll talk soon.